All right, just trying to find decent spots to set up in my house until I actually have like a setup. And I'm just trying to speak and find a cadence and the right things to say when I open a pack. But yeah, I opened Aquaria last, and I wanted to open this Theros. In the time that I've been playing Magic the Gathering, almost from, okay, in the time I've known of Magic the Gathering, almost from the beginning of Magic the Gathering, I have had moments of dipping my toe back in, moments of playing very consistently for a couple of years, and then phasing back out, getting, more into a different hobby. And this is probably the point in my life where I realized, wow, I have a lot of Magic the Gathering cards. In fact, that'd be a cool video to show you the absolute ridiculous amount of cards that I own. But right now I'm opening packs, which is the opposite of what I need to do. I need to get rid of cards. So this was the point in time where I dipped a toe back in because the theme sounded cool. Got a pretty dark sensibility. Dark Ritual is the channel name. Yeah, so when Theros Beyond Death came out, I said, oh, that sounds pretty awesome. I knew of the original Theros set and the idea of like, gods and whatever. So again, looking back at sets, you start to realize the ramp up to something like this, knowing that Commander is going to become a huge part of what Wizards of the Coast is developing for Magic the Gathering. And like, okay, your commander is like the leader of the pack, right? So like, why wouldn't your commander be a god? Why wouldn't your commander be Godzilla or a giant creature or something like that? So like, the fairy tale aspect of Eldraine, I'm sure there were a few characters here and there, but I think after that they really started to go, oh, part of the theme needs to be a way to develop not just like a new Jace and a new Teferi, but how do we create like some huge god who's going to lead your Azorius deck or whatever. So let's open a pack. Okay. Karametra's Blessing was great. Target creature +2/+2 until end of turn. If it's an enchant creature or an enchantment creature, it also gains hexproof and indestructible. So like a lot of these standard playable things are pretty awesome because like at the time you're getting enchantment creatures. You're wanting to have that out, and then a 1-drop, pump it, keep it from being able to be destroyed or targeted. When Elite Instructor enters the battlefield, draw a card, discard a card. Very cool. Rage Scarred Berserker. Some Minotaurs, like Theros. I wish they'd, I don't know, they should have put like just a god level Minotaur thing. I'm sure there is Mogus or whoever, but at the end of the day, there's just not a lot of Minotaur support, and maybe I'm a critic of that. But yeah, there's a Minotaur. So we've got Plummet in every set. Destroy flying creatures. This is Green's game. This was interesting. So I played a lot of this card for a while. It's Farika's Libation. So until sometime after this set, we didn't have a way to destroy enchantments in black. And this, though not targeted, this was great because you could destroy enchantments in black. You would force your opponent to have to sack whatever they were up to. Hydrix Tower Scout enters the battlefield, untap target creature. I don't remember this, but green. Yeah, so. And then here's a classic thing. Wings of Hubris. Equipped creature has flying. Sacrifice Wings of Hubris. Equipped creature can't be blocked this turn. Sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. Yeah, so like the classic thing is that this is just equipment that gives you flying, and you love that, right? Especially if you have a commander that doesn't fly. But this is also the dive bomb strategy, right? Here you go. I can get in with evasion, flying, and then I gotta sacrifice it. I'm sure there was some kind of way to get around it and sacrifice that anyway before the beginning of the end step. Flicker of Fate, Blink Decks, love it. Thirst for Meaning, draw 3 cards and discard 2 cards unless you discarded an enchantment card. So like this was great at the time. Really weird little water thing on there. This is great at the time because you would discard an enchantment card. That like most of your cards would be enchantment support if you're playing this. Funeral Rites, old school. Draw 2 cards, lose 2 life, and put the top 2 cards of your library in your graveyard. Good for a number of black strategy. Here we go. Renata, Call to the Hunt. Renata's power is equal to your devotion to greed. Each other creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Very cool art style in this set. The lands, there were some really, really cool celestial lands. Heliod's Punishment. Remove a task counter if you had no task counter. 4 task counters. Enchanted creature can. Okay, yeah, this is just a whole lot of extra hoops for making something not attack or block. Mirror Shield, this was cool. Equipped creature gets +0/+2 and has hexproof, and whenever a creature with death touch blocks or becomes blocked by this creature, destroy that creature. So very niche on the second part, but just making something hexproof and giving it a little extra toughness was always cool. Ashiok's Erasure. Not the rare I thought. Let's see. Ashiok's Erasure enters the battlefield. Exile target spell. Flash. Your opponents can't cast spells with the same name as the exiled card. When Ashiok's Erasure leaves the battlefield, return the... Okay, so this is kind of cool because what you're doing is you're stopping a spell right on the stack, and then ideally, if you're in standard, they have more of that card in their deck. Now you're going to stop all of that card unless they can remove this. And here we go. Awesome, awesome land art. And Human Soldier Token. Catch new Magic content every day. Twitch. Yeah. That's kind of way less exciting than the pack I opened of Ikoria, but this is probably absolutely zero play now. I don't know, maybe modern, doubtful. Yeah, but that's the cool thing about card design is I opened a Triome in the Ikoria pack that's probably relevant in tons of formats, and then I opened this, and this was super relevant. In a standard set this would make so much sense. I mean, it's a little overcosted. I'm sure there's a card that says your enchantments cost 1 less to cast. You have a couple of those. You have this, and then you have your win con or something else. So this is slowing your opponent down so that you can then start stacking other things. This is shutting your opponent off if you use it right. If you know what the threat you need to shut off completely is, and they're going to have 4 of. You play this 1 card, and maybe you run 2 or 3 of these, but you play 1 and it shuts off what they're doing. Then you can play another and shut off something else they're doing. This is a great card, but just not for a format that's probably relevant today. So, well, that's it. Yeah. Till the next gathering.